Senior Bowl MVP?
Who's that?
Dan Marino.
There you go.
I'm telling you, this guy can be something in the NFL. He may take over for Eli when he retires.
Maybe, who knows? But I do think that Davis Webb was really, really amped up. And if he keeps doing that by preseason week 3, then I'm worried. But there's only 2 more things that I really want to focus on for the Giants. One of them was Hunter Sharp, who returned a punt for, I forgot how long it was, but, he broke a couple of tackles. 42 yards, thank you very much. I didn't see that part. I was listening to the Yankee game at the time. But, yeah, I think he's going to be the guy mainly for special teams because what they were experimenting with was Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, and I'm a little nervous about that part because that's a great way to get hurt. But then again, if you step outside, it's a great way to get hurt anyway. And
think about how good Antonio Brown is at doing it, though.
True.
So if you get someone that good at doing it, and it's your top wide receiver or top running back, I think it's worth it because special teams is honestly really important sometimes.
Yes, it is, and it's just something to keep an eye on.
That's another thing what preseason is for, to find the guys to contribute on special teams. Mm-hmm. It's such an underrated part of football.
It's just something to keep your eye close on. And the something that I'm actually nervous about is the cornerback depth. They have nobody.
There was one guy who got burned for the Giants. I'll know his name if I see him. Lewis Harris. That's who it is. Chris Lewis Harris. He got burned by, I think it was Mayfield in like the second or third quarter.
Was that the Antonio Callaway when he took it to the house?
No, it was a throw that went out of bounds. I know he got burned, though. He did not look good. You know what? This is where the Giants miss Sam Beal.
Yes, they do.
And they're going to need to find someone to fill in at cornerback. I understand you have Janoris Jenkins. He looked okay. Eli Apple looked fine. William Gay,
was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt, so you don't know how he's going to do. They had this guy, Teddy Williams, who asked to be cut. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep, he was cut only because there was something going on with his family, and he just wanted to be near them. But
I think we brought that up last week. I think it broke, or did they sign a cornerback? It was something like that.
I think that was
something
him.
Yeah, they signed a former Bill,
Leonard Johnson.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Leonard Johnson. That's who it was. So there's a reason to be concerned if you're the Giants at cornerback. That's where they miss Sam Beal.
One thing I also want to bring up about this game is about how good Baker Mayfield looked.
Oh my God!
I feel like obviously we were talking about the Giants, but Njoku looked really good. I think
Martin from Merrick's favorite player, Devin Kajus, 2 receptions for 27 yards.
There you go.
He could make the team. In all fairness to him, he could make the team as the second tight end.
Yeah.
So why
definitely
not? He's a local guy. I'm rooting for him.
But, looking at the Browns, I think they do have something good going. I don't know
really do.
I don't know how good it's going to be this year. I think it's going to take some time. It's all a process.
I said 7-9. I'm sticking with it.
Also, if you haven't checked out Hard Knocks, the first episode was on HBO. It was very good.
It's on YouTube too.
YouTube, okay, there you go. Also,
watch it now.
You can watch it for free. Think about that.
Nope, gotta watch it now.
That's nuts. And Carl Nassif giving financial advice.
Oh, that was great.
That was great. You know what though? I applaud him because a lot of these guys come into the league and they have no idea how to manage their money. You know who's good with that too? Switching sports, Klay Thompson. He's excellent with it. A lot of players, great ESPN 30 for 30 called Broke. Watch it, because these guys get scammed, bamboozled, they make a lot of bad investments. Just watch it. It is so fascinating. Tonight, the Jets will host the Falcons at MetLife Stadium. Dominic, what do you think of the game?
Oh, man, I think all Jet fans should be excited for this because you're finally going to get to see Darnold in action against, a different NFL team. And Jets rookie quarterback Sam Darnold is expected to get a lot of time against the Falcons tonight. But first, Josh McCown will start, and then you get some Teddy Bridgewater, and then the main bulk of it's going to be Sam Darnold. So definitely you should be looking forward to that.
See, now that concerns me a little bit just because he's not going up against starters.
That's true. I think
I'm very excited to see him, though.
I think eventually when you get to preseason week 2, 3, and 4, I think you're going to see a lot more Sam Darnold because, obviously the rumor in the locker room has been, and the Jets organization, is that they really believe Sam Darnold is going to be able to beat out McCown and Bridgewater to get to that starting job. And personally, like we've said,
I'm pulling for him.
We've said, plenty of times before, Jacob, if he doesn't start, we're getting worried. And I think he's going to start. Other pieces you want to be looking at if you're, a Jet fan, Trenton Cannon. He's been very, very good throughout camp. A speed back, and he's going to be getting a lot more action. Obviously, Elijah McGuire out with his broken foot.
Speaking of running backs who are hurt, Darius Geis out for the year, torn ACL.
So unfortunate.
I feel so bad for him.
I mean, happy if you're a Giant fan, but
no, I'm not happy about it. Honestly, I'm not happy.
No,
about
I'm not saying you're happy. I'm just saying
no. I know.
I'm saying all Giant fans. Are you kidding me? I'm sure all Giant fans, when they got that update, they're like, all right, another guy we don't have to worry about. It's okay. Come on. I mean, it's sad to see him go down, but it's just a competitiveness and fandom. It's just how fans are.
I'll tell you right now, if Tom Brady gets hurt, I'd be very happy.
See? I'm not going to lie. I'll agree.
I mean, it would help if they still had Garoppolo, but,
Yeah, right.
You know what? I won't be happy because I know his backup to replace him will wind up in Kansas City. So that would be no thanks.
Brian Hoyer and Danny Etling.
But also other guys you want to look out for in terms of the Jets rookies or whatever. Parry Nickerson has looked really good throughout camp. You got the wide receivers. One guy who I think is going to be great this preseason. I hope he is a standout. Chad Hansen has looked so good supposedly throughout camp, and
even last year too, he looked good.
And I was only at the Jets scrimmage last Saturday, so
that's right, you went.
I kind of didn't. I'm going to be honest. I kind of didn't really go to see. Yeah, it was in Rutgers. I didn't really go to see really the play too much. I kind of just went for autographs, which I did get, so I was very happy about that. But
biggest autograph, your favorite one, go.
Jamal Adams signed my jersey.
Ooh, all right.
And then Sam Darnold signed a mini helmet. I have a Cam Newton signed helmet. I have a Matt Stafford signed mini helmet. I have a lot of stuff. But if I had to say one favorite thing that I have is an NFL official football. I had Muhammad Wilkerson on the left side, Damon Harrison in the middle, and Sheldon Richards on the right side. And then I had him write Sons of Anarchy on the ball.
What's making the trip with you to Oneonta?
What is? Oh, probably none of it.
Really?
I don't want to take it up.
I wouldn't want to bring it if I were you.
I would just not risk it.
All right. See, I would want to decorate my room.
Well, yeah, I will. I'll have it. I'll have posters and stuff like that.
I'm gonna have a Jamal Adams poster right above your bed.
Do you know who your roommate is? Or?
Yes, it's Mike Sanford.
Oh, good for you.
But I'm living in a suite though.
Oh,
so
okay.
there's 4 others in the room at least. And all I need is for me to.
The Sweet Life of Dom and Mike. That's a show I'd pay to see.
Very good. Yes.
All I need to do is walk into my room and then see one of the stuff missing, and then I would go nuts. So it's not worth it. It'll sit pretty in my room.
I hear you. Dominic, I want to echo what you said about Darnold. I'm really excited to see him. It'll stink that we're not going to see him against starters, but this is his chance to prove his very few doubters. Granted, I've been very vocal about doubting him, but this is his chance to prove me wrong and earn the starting job. The job is his to lose. One other guy who I'm actually kind of excited to see on the Falcons, Calvin Ridley. I'm really excited to see him. He slipped late in the first round, was the best wide receiver available. The Ravens are going to regret taking DJ Moore.
And it makes that offense so flexible now. You have Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, you have Calvin Ridley, you have I forgot the tight end's name, Austin something, I think. Austin Hooper, yeah. And then you also have Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman. You have Matt Ryan has so many options, and you have a solid offensive line too. So the Falcons, I'm expecting playoffs this year for the Falcons. They have to do it again.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know how far they're going to go.
The NFC South is their division to lose. That is a garbage division.
Yeah.
I remember when Jones was drafted, it was the Browns that traded down so that the Falcons could take him. And I remember when the Falcons took him, I remember thinking to myself, well, wait a minute, they already have Roddy White. Why are they trading up for Jones? Yeah, I understand second wide receivers in need, but I don't know how I feel about them giving up all this. Man alive, you can make an argument that Julio Jones is the second best wide receiver in the NFL.
You can. Yeah, he's up there.
Absolutely.
Top 5.
He's not better than Antonio Brown, but he is second best. So speaking of the Jets, according to Manish Mehta of the Daily News, they're open to trading Teddy Bridgewater. Dominic, do you think that they should trade him? What do you think they can get for him?
I think if there's an offer on the table for him, I think you have to pull it. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater has a future with the New York Jets. I think if there's going to be someone else starting week 1 other than Darnold, I think it's going to be Josh McCown. I really believe that. What I would be expecting from a trade like this is obviously just a quarterback to go down in preseason, whether it's a starter or a backup. And honestly, I don't expect nothing more than like a 5th-round pick. I'm going to be honest. And I think as Jets fans, you should be okay with that. Also, on this day, Mike McCagnon also announced that they're looking for an edge rusher.
Khalil Mack!
And Khalil Mack, the same day, the Raiders said that he's on the block, too. So, come on, it makes sense.
I'll just jump in on that. I would love for Khalil Mack to go to the Jets.
Thank you, so would I.
Not only...
because he's a Raider.
Thank you for ruining the punchline. But yes, it would take him out of the AFC West, and honestly, it just makes a lot of sense.
The punchline, it just wasn't funny.
Ouch.
My heart's broken now, but I'm going to let that slide.
And he's coming home. He went to Buffalo.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. As far I would say as far as Teddy Bridgewater goes, I would say they are definitely looking to flip him. I think there is a shot, and a low shot at that, of him actually being the starting quarterback opening day. The only way is Sam Darnold looks awful. He just looks unready, and Josh McCown gets hurt.
Which again, I don't think that's going to be happening with Sam Darnold, because everybody's been saying he's ahead of schedule in terms of what the progress.
I know. I give him a ton of credit.
Yeah, oh yeah,
good job, Darnold.
And I know you're just throwing that out there just in case, like with the scenario. So it's
it would raise his trade value if he has any now, which right now he has none. I don't know what they're going to flip him for.
Listen, Bridgewater got hurt in the preseason. Injuries happen in preseason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to prepare for it. Nick, I want to go back to something you said. If Darnold doesn't look good, there's a part of me that wants to see Bridgewater over McCown, just because I know what Josh McCown is.
Yeah.
He's a game manager. I don't know what Bridgewater is. I will tell you, that draft, Teddy Bridgewater was my favorite quarterback in that draft. And he looked like he could be the next Fran Tarkenton. And then he suffered a horrible injury.
Bizarre.
I felt so bad for him. I'm actually kind of excited to see what he could do if he gets the chance to start. I don't think it's going to be with the Jets. I do think you could get a conditional fourth for him, maybe.
Okay. That's fair.
Khalil Mack, though, I want to go back to that. Jet Twitter is going nuts over this.
I messaged him on Instagram. I said, hey, buddy.
Wait a minute, bigger news. Did he respond?
No, not yet.
Darn.
He's not going to respond.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But yeah, I was just like, hey, buddy, how does getting traded to the Jets feel? Yeah.
All right,
Hey, Khalil.
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. What would you be willing to give up for Mack?
I think, all right, I've been seeing people say, like, oh, would you give up 2 first-round picks? And I think that's too much.
I agree with you.
I think 1 is okay.
I agree with you.
Because here's the thing, this is such a big need for the Jets, and they've been expressing that, ever since, they messed up with not bringing back Damon Harrison, and they tried to bring back Sheldon and Muhammad.
And Jenkins and Malden can't pass rush to save their lives.
Malden has been looking better, but again, we're going to see that. We're going to have to look for the preseason. I'm not saying there's a lot of hope there.
The Jets really haven't had a great pass rusher off the edge since John Abraham. I mean, that's been a need for them for about 15 years. The trade that I would do for Mack, and I don't think the Raiders would do this, I would give up my first in 2020 and my third next year. That's it.
If it's only going to take picks, I mean, sure,
it's
but
not going to,
I think it's going to take a little more.
The problem with the Oakland Raiders is they have a coach who believes they can win now, that he can fix Derek Carr, and on top of that, they want if they're going to lose a guy like him who clearly is their defense. This guy could win a Defensive Player of the Year.
You know what they might want?
Who would they want?
They might want a wide receiver, because Martavis
this is
Bryant
exactly where I was going to go.
Is not working out there. He's not learning the playbook.
I have no problem with that.
So you ship over one of those wide receivers.
You want Robbie Anderson? I'll give you Robbie Anderson.
Oh no, not Robbie. I don't want to.
You want to give up Anderson?
I would not want to give up Robbie.
Ooh,
I would rather
Khalil Mack.
That might be tough, actually.
I would say one of those two would have to be included in the deal, and you'd be talking about a first rounder this coming year, and probably a second rounder or 2, and you could probably make the second one conditional. Well, that's what it would cost.
The second rounder's tough because they don't have their second in 2019.
It would have to be 2020.
It would have to be 2020. Yeah, I would definitely do Anderson. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think they would do Curse. Enunwa, he's coming off an injury, so I don't know if they would do it. I'm telling you, I would do Anderson first and a third.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to trade away Anderson, because I think they really see this guy being
But let me ask
a part
you a question,
of the future.
Though. He's also problem in the locker room with his off-the-field concerns, and the Jets have such a huge wide receiver pool that it wouldn't kill him to trim it down.
No, I know. I agree, and obviously, if that was the situation and the trade did happen, I would definitely be, I would personally be like, wow, Anderson's gone. But then again, you're getting Khalil Mack. So, it's kind of hard to be upset with it. But
you are listening to Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We are live twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Volk, sitting across from me, Dominic Arbolino, Eric Fischetti, and Nick Ornberger. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. So let's broaden our football horizons here. Nick, you better love me for this.
I do.
Yesterday, The Texans beat the Chiefs by a score of 17-10. What were your thoughts on the game, buddy?
Well, first of all, I don't take anything in preseason. I take it all with a big grain of salt. But I gotta say, after the first series, the offensive line looked awful. I mean, Mahomes looked like Derek Carr back there. He was on his back practically the entire time he was.
You mean
was
David Carr?
Excuse me, David Carr. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
I remember David
Houston
Carr.
Texans, David Carr. That
Super
was
Bowl
the
winner.
relationship. But you get the point.